Oh gosh. Summer hair, summer hair. Hello, I'm Samantha Brunson, also known as Bobble Clubhouse. If this is your first time here, welcome. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. So today's video is going to be all about the YouTube Creator Collective event that just happened in Jersey City, New Jersey. If you're not familiar with the Creator Collective, it's a series of in-person meetups hosted by YouTube for creators across the country. It's all about getting people in the same room to share stories, make connections, and honestly, just take a moment to remember that we're not doing this whole content creation thing alone. These events are happening in cities all over the US, and I was lucky enough to attend one right here in Jersey City, New Jersey. I wanted to give a quick shout out to my friend Jen Geigley Knits, who actually just went to one in Des Moines, Iowa. And if you enjoy this video, definitely go check hers out too to get a sense of how these meetups vary depending on your city. So here's how I ended up at the Jersey City one. Originally, I was actually planning to go to the Rhode Island Creator Collective because I've been working nonstop and thought, hey, a little solo weekend trip sounds like a dream. And I also really want to try and make it to the yarn shop that just opened up there. I cannot think of the name of it right now. I'll put it here. But plans changed because I'm heading to H&H Americas a little earlier than I expected to next week because I want to attend the Content Creator Summit with GoSadie and H&H Americas. I'm actually going to be moderating a couple of panels. Woohoo! So very last minute, I reached out to YouTube to see if I could switch events to the Jersey City location, which is way closer to myself, and luckily they said yes. I decided that I wanted to wear one of my old crochet shawls that I made years ago. It's still getting so much mileage out of it. It's one of my favorite FOs that I've ever done. It's been tucked away in my closet since last summer, and this felt like the perfect excuse to pull it out again. I also brought along my Act 2 saddle bag. It's a crochet pattern that I designed, and it's available on Ravelry and on Etsy. If you're interested, I will link that below. I was so nervous on my way there. I've done a couple of videos talking about imposter syndrome. I do think like going outside of my niche into the YouTube world, it was a whole new level of imposter syndrome that I was battling. Palms were sweaty, not to start down my 8 mile. I'm not going to subject you to me doing any rapping in this video. But I was stomach flipping nervous. I'm still relatively new on YouTube, and showing up to an event solo is always a little bit nerve-wracking. To make things even more awkward, my Uber driver dropped me off on the back side of the restaurant instead of the front. So I had this moment where like I was about to walk in to the event, and then they were like, no, you can't come in here. A lovely YouTube staff member very kindly redirected me. And actually on the way around, I bumped into another attendee, Elvis, who had also made the same mistake and is an incredible documentary style content creator. So go check him out. He was a little bit nervous too, and just hearing that made me feel instantly so much more at ease. So by the time we got around to the front, I was ready to dive in. Once we got inside, we were all given name badges where we could write down our names and our handles. Everything was super organized, so huge shout out to YouTube for making this a very easy to navigate event. The event had an open bar. I love to see it. So obviously that was my first stop. I got a drink and took a deep breath and made a promise to myself that I wasn't just going to cling to one new person all night. I was going to try and push myself to talk to as many people as I possibly could. And let me tell you, this room of people was diverse in the absolute best way. There were creators from all different ages, races, content styles, audience sizes, you name it. I was honestly just so blown away by YouTube's care in curating this group of people. I feel like I learned so much because everyone had a very unique perspective that they were bringing to the table. The best part of the night for me was just being able to talk shop with other creatives. There are so many little behind the scenes things that come up when you're making content, stuff that's hard to explain to people who aren't in the day-to-day of doing this. Over the course of the night, I had conversations about SEO in terms of whether or not we should be keeping up our blogs, to film gear that works for darker skin tones, which, you know, I mean, I could do an entire video on that, and the issues that I've had with certain camera companies not working with my skin tone. So it was great to just kind of like talk about that, editing tips, burnout, balancing platforms that we're all using. Obviously, we're all on YouTube, but we also have other content platforms that we use. These conversations just really filled my cup in ways that I didn't even know I needed. The event took place at Porta in Jersey City, and YouTube had actually rented out the entire restaurant for a few hours. On the ground floor was a step and repeat. I grabbed a couple selfies. And upstairs, they had a DIY bouquet bar from Forget Me Not in Hoboken. Such an incredible event idea. I haven't been to an event that does something like this, and it was just a really great activity to get us involved and a conversation starter. You could talk to other creators about their bouquets, and that kind of just like introduced us very naturally and easily. It's also just really great to do a craft for me that eases my nerves. I am a crafty girl, in case you didn't know that. And so that was all of my favorite things all combined into one activity. In line for flowers, I met a creator named Jenny. She's a travel content creator who was an absolute delight. We hit it off right away, and I could have talked to her all night. Definitely check her page out if you are looking for trip inspiration. I also had a chance to meet Sib the Astrologer. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm so sorry if I'm not. They gave me a spontaneous mini reading on the spot. Apparently, I am very good at seeing through people, which can be a good quality, but also probably a little bit intimidating if you are trying to hide something from me. I would not recommend it. We're both fellow Cancers, and I'm planning to book a reading with them very soon for the channel, so stay tuned for that. Because this was a room full of content creators, I felt totally comfortable filming throughout the night. Usually I can get a little bit self-conscious when filming in public. Setting up a tripod at a social event can be a little bit awkward, but not here. Everyone was just rooting for each other and we were cheering ourselves on. It was great. I found a great group to have dinner with, and we had such good conversation about where we were all taking our platforms in 2025. We also touched on some pop culture news, of course, which made the whole thing feel a lot less like a networking event and much more like a great night with smart, funny friends. And yeah, I just really enjoyed chatting with everyone. Okay, so we have to talk about the unofficial drink of the night, which was the lemon drop. I saw so many people ordering it that I ended up breaking away from my usual Pinot Grigio, and I am so glad I did. It was deliciously good. I purposefully didn't finish mine because anything that tastes that good cannot be trusted, especially because I'm such a lightweight. But it is officially my drink of the summer, and I plan on ordering it for the next several months. Why did I just... What accent is that? It's not even British. I don't even know. Sorry. We ended the night with a big group photo and got gifted water bottles to take home. I've been using mine as a vase for the flowers that I made, and let me tell you, my apartment smells amazing right now because I added some eucalyptus into my bouquet. I'm obsessed. So here's my honest review of the Content Creator Collective and the night as a whole. These events and networking events in general are what you make of them. If you show up and sit down and only talk to the 3 people that are sitting near you, that's totally fine. But if you can push yourself to float around, try chatting with a few different people. I know it can be really hard. Trust me, I know it can be really hard to do that, but it really made all of the difference for me. On a bit of a negative side, I do wish that I had taken more footage of the event. It's such a hard balance between being in the moment and also capturing the moment, and I'm still working on finding that middle ground. But finding that middle ground and trying to figure it out is part of the fun. So, you know, trying to be a little bit easier on myself too. I think I did better than I have at past events, but I could have done more. So something to learn and grow from. So if there's a creator collective happening near you, I personally say go, especially if you're like me and most of your friends are either not in the creator space or living nearby anymore. Building connections right here in my area is something that I didn't realize I needed until I got there. Also, I have still a very small YouTube channel. So if you are someone who's on the fence about going because of your audience size, I say go anyway. It's really great to be in a room of people who have the same audience size as you, and you can kind of talk about struggles that you're facing, and also people who are a little bit further ahead of you in the journey and struggles that they're facing. So it's a wonderful opportunity no matter where you are in your journey. All right, so all of the amazing creators that I mentioned are tagged in the description of this video. Thank you again to YouTube for having me. This was such a special night. If you're still watching, make sure to like and subscribe, and tell me what your favorite pizza topping is in the comments below so that I know that you made it to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye. Bye.